Goal State Software is pleased to announce the FullBoard Angry Words Helper, an Android app that finds every word that can be played to your Angry Words board, and then provides an expert view and tools for exploring your board's possibilities. For this demonstration, we'll be using an Angry Words game that I'm currently playing. Since I've come to FullBoard directly from that game, I need only swipe my finger across the board, like this, to hide FullBoard as long as I hold my finger down, revealing the Angry Words game behind it. For this turn, after making my own best effort, I've managed to find the word ifs for 29 points, and have moved the tiles for that word from my rack to the board. I'm committed to playing that word now, but first I want to explore the word space of the current board and rack in FullBoard to see what I might have done better. Since I always save my games in progress under the first word played, I'll note that the central first word of this game is boxer, then lift my finger from the screen, select Load Board from the menu, select Boxer from the list of saved games, and there you see reloaded the game as I saved it immediately after my last turn. To update FullBoard to match the new board and rack, I'll just swipe again. Note that the new rack letters are A-U-N-T-I-F-S. Then lift my finger, tap on the rack, and since the letters A, U, N, T, and I are already on the rack, I'll just add the letters F and S. Next, using the peek button as an alternative to swiping, I'll blink back and forth between my old board here in FullBoard and my new board in Angry Words. And we can see from this that my opponent, on his most recent play, has added the word exile. So we'll just tap on the board in FullBoard, hit the space bar to change direction, and type A-X-I-L-E onto the board. Instantly, FullBoard finds every one of the 481 words that can be played to this board from my rack, sorted with the highest scoring words first. We can immediately see that I could have more than doubled my own 29-point score by playing the highest scoring word found here, fustian, which I had not previously known. Pressing the Def button takes us to Wiktionary, which reveals that fustian is a type of coarse twilled cotton. Tapping the back button to return to FullBoard, we can see by turning on FullBoard's unique heat map mode that the only good place on this board to play, as indicated by the hot heat map color red, is along this column, by making a word that places an S at the end of the word boxer to form boxers. Outside that area, the hottest color is light blue, and the heat map button, which doubles as a color key for the heat map, shows us that this is our second coolest, or lowest scoring, color. We can use FullBoard's Presto feature to reveal some of the specific words in these light blue areas by long pressing their board squares. And you can easily see that the point values of these words are much, much lower than those that are in the red area identified by the heat map. So at least I did correctly identify the best place to which a word could be played. My failing here was mainly one of vocabulary, as opposed to a problem in recognizing patterns on the board. Pressing the right arrow button, however, we do see that the next highest word, naifs, which I did know, would have yielded 2 additional points, and I did overlook that possibility. Note that as we move through the words, the letters on the rack update to show the tiles that would be used for the displayed word in a ghost-like translucent white color, so that we can easily see the letters that would remain on the rack as our leave after playing the word being viewed. Continuing to the next word, faints, we see that that would have actually attained 30 points, 1 more point than the word that I found. Now I had noticed this particular word, but had rejected it because it would have opened up a triple word bonus to my opponent. This fourth word, ifs, is the one that I actually selected. In situations where we did not have a bingo available, we would normally want to explore what words could be played that could save a versatile letter like our S for a future turn. To determine this in FullBoard, we can just long press that letter on the rack to change its status from play to keep. But of course, without the S, we no longer have a bingo bonus, and so our very best score would be 16 points, which is 53 points less than the 69 we know we could have with Fustian. So clearly, saving the S for another turn would make no sense in the present situation. Now that we know the best word that we could have played, Fustian, let's tap the right arrow a few times to reach the word that we actually found on our own, ifs, and then tap the play button to move that word conveniently from our rack to the board. And now we can just bring up the Save Board menu item and save this under the same name boxer from which we loaded it. There are other important features that we don't have time to cover in this demonstration. For a more extensive demo, please go to the page for the FullBoard 11 Plus Word Game Helper on Google Play, which supports all features of the FullBoard Angry Words Helper, not just for Angry Words, but also for 10 additional word games, and has a few additional features as well. Or you can download either this app or that one and use the 15-minute refund window provided by Google Play to take the guided tour that is included in each one, which will lead you through most of the things that can be done with the app. Thank you for joining us during this demonstration of the FullBoard Angry Words Helper app. We hope that you will visit us at Google Play to download the app, and we look forward to hearing from you regarding your experiences in using the app to improve your word game skills.